Holy, friggin' almost 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I had a rough start today. Just didn't want to pull my arse out of bed, so here we are. Today I gotta go over to Arnstein's and get those shear pins. I question if I'm gonna be able to get out of my driveway today because freaking plow dick came by like 72 times last night, even though it didn't snow. And I'm gonna have to open the window for this. The end of the driveway looks like I never even friggin' shoveled it yesterday. Like, look at that mess. Well, that's gonna be fun to try and clear probably. We'll just friggin' plow right through her if we got it. So yeah, like we're gonna go over to Arnstein's, pick up those shear pins, probably install them tomorrow and give the blower a pass. Reason being is we don't have much time today because somebody just sat on their belt and friggin' that hurt. It's a bad idea to sit on these. It really hurts your arse. So we should probably get out there and assess the situation and see just how bad the end of the driveway really is. Are you just having a sit? Is that what you're doing? Are you sad because the sun is not hitting an area where you can sit and get baked? Is that your problem? Okay. I don't know why she couldn't have used her human words. Instead she decided to use cat speak. She's been in quite a mood lately, you know what I'm saying? She's been in quite a mood. Since her operation, she hasn't been talking as much as she normally does. She's a little bit embarrassed that her voice got a little deeper. But, you know, it is what it is. Like I'm sure if I were to get my balls chopped off, my voice would get really high pitched and I'd sound like Justin Bieber and shit. But that's not the case right now. You know, that's just not the case. So today's Monday. First day businesses are open again. And, we gotta go and freaking, get that freaking pin for those pins for the blower so we can snow blow again, because shoveling sucks. Like, that's bullshit. But I wanted to show you guys this. Dad just brought this over today. It's a shower head with like different massage settings and all that crap onto it. And the reason being is I mentioned the one that I have in the bathroom right now. And it's kind of annoying. Like, you have a shower and half the water's making it out the jets, the other half is just falling flat right onto the ground. So you don't really get a good spray down when you're in the shower. And he's like, oh, he goes, oh, shower heads are pretty cheap. He goes, wait a second, I think I have one here. Because he bought one for the upstairs bathroom when they renovated it. But then Mom found something that she wanted more. And they just kind of put that thing on the sidelines. So then Dad brought it over today. So now I got a shower head to use, which is pretty friggin' awesome. Install that tonight. It's easy peasy. Literally unscrew the old one, throw it in the garbage, slap the new one on, you're done. I almost friggin' did it again. This would have been the third day in a row that I go to work and I forget to bring my juice bottle with me. What I mean by juice bottle is my e-juice. I forget to bring a reload with me and that just ruins the day. There we go. A little bit of Zero Nick freaking Zero Nick cappuccino. Well, French vanilla cappuccino. Love that kind. It's tasty. But yeah, tonight we'll do that, but right now I need to get those pins for that damn snowblower. Oh my goodness. I don't think I'm going to clear that. Okay, I'm going to have to shovel quick. Fuck shoveling. Let's hammer through. Oh, I just hope that this is the problem with the blower and it's not the gearbox. Because if it is the gearbox, well, I don't even know how much that costs to fix, let alone replace. Because that snowblower is like a 1991 or something like that. Can't remember. Buddy listed the year when I bought it, and it wasn't exactly brand new. It was a couple years old, that's for sure. Let's see about getting out of this driveway. Oh yeah, having that huge hump at the end really helps see around the corners. Got a school bus coming here. Holy! Why can't you guys use McKee like everybody else, for frig's sakes? Why you gotta use Johnston? Like, really, bus? You gotta block the entire intersection? Theoretically, if I were to like go straight and turn right now, I could get a $500, what is it? Oh, $2,000 ticket according to the back of the bus there, if you're paying attention. It's a $2,000 fine for passing a bus on a flashing red. So what I did there was perfectly legal. But I'm pretty sure he could have pulled up to the end of the road there and let the kid out. So it's actually pretty warm out today. It's only -7 right now. That's not too bad. That's pretty decent right now for what it is, you know. Probably. That's not a bad temperature at all. I'm not too upset about that one. It's not a common time for me to be out driving around at this time, so I'm not familiar with the friggin' student relocators schedules, so expect to be stopped a little bit. But basically we got to go over to Highway 17 over to Arnstein's They're the authorized Ariens dealer in town. Rex told me I probably could get away with some pins over at freaking Crappy Tire, but their pins, they just say on it, like, for MTD, Yardworks, and whatever other crappy brands they sell. They didn't have anything listed for Ariens or Toro, so I'll go over to Arnstein's, scoop up the pins, not a big deal. Adrian said they're about $5 for two, so that's kind of expensive for a bolt that's intended to break, you know. When you're buying something that's meant to break, you'd think it would cost less than something that was meant to hold things together. But apparently that's not the logic behind that. Basically, you're paying for the safety of your gearbox. Oh, that's kind of stupid, but whatever. Of course, I had some people I was talking to about it. They're like, oh, just go out in the garage and grab a freaking 1/4-inch bolt and jam her in there, bud. You'll be fine. And I'm thinking, no, that's not what you're supposed to do. That's not proper procedure, right? Just jam any old 1/4-inch steel bolt in there. Next thing you know, the gearbox friggin' grenades the next time the plow comes by and puts all that thick shit at the end of the driveway. Can't be having that, you know. I don't want my blower to grenade, like, frick's sakes. Mind you, then I'd have another 8 horsepower engine to do something with, but then I'd be out of Snowblower and that would just totally lick nuts. So I'd rather do it the right way and not do it a stupid way. Like maybe in Americas where you guys don't get snowbanks on the side of the road like this. Like you're looking at some 5 feet tall snowbanks right now on the side of the road. Some of these sons of bitches are 6 feet tall. That's just on the side of the road, and that's everywhere. So obviously you get an idea that, you know, we usually get dumped on pretty hardcore in the winter times. Thank God we only have 2 more months left of this horse shit, and then it's back to summertime, which means back to mini bike romping time. Because who doesn't like mini bike romping time? I just wish we had more people to mini bike romp with, because that'd be friggin' cool. That would be pretty friggin' cool. Is there somebody behind this dick? Doesn't matter, they got the red. Could have went like 70-100 times ago. Like 70-100 times ago. Oh, frig's sakes, I forgot my cable modem. I'll have to bring that tomorrow and cancel the service. Well, I can cancel the service right now, and I'll just bring in the modem tomorrow. Why do I need cable when I have this friggin' awesome fiber optic link? Bell fiber optic, I'm telling you guys, so fast. It's like, when your upstream is faster than your previous services downstream, you know you're in the friggin' game. You know you're in the zone. Hell, when your fiber speeds are faster than the network that at work, as in the computer I log into, you do a speed test and it gets 20/20, and then I go home and do a speed test and it's getting 50/30. Yeah, that's when you know you're in the friggin' zone. You're like awesome and stuff. And I was thinking, like, now I can start doing stuff like streaming. Like I can totally start getting back into streaming to Twitch because I have the bandwidth to do it, and I can do it at like full resolution, high bit rate, ZFG mode activate, you know, just friggin' pile the stream and go, you know, like don't worry about bit rates and stuff. Like, oh, I only have 2 gigs and I'm on Skype, and or 2 megs of upstream, and I got to be on Skype to coordinate my attacks and blah blah blah. Was a bing bang. And it's like, no, you don't need to now because you got 30 megs up. You can be like on Skype while downloading a movie, while streaming Netflix, while friggin' pushing content to Twitch. ZFG mode activate. Have a good day. Thanks for coming out. G friggin' G. You know? Even live shows. Like if we ever get back into doing live shows again, the biggest problem we have with live shows back in the day is everybody would come over with laptops or iPads or any sort of tablets or their cell phones. Everybody would get on the Wi-Fi, and on top of that, with everybody on the Wi-Fi, we have the main computer broadcasting the live stream to whatever service we were using. Last time we just used YouTube and it worked out okay, but you know, we had that service going, and it was getting laggy and choppy and boxy and blotchy because the router was like, I can't delegate this much little bandwidth to everybody. So now with the fiber op, that option, that wouldn't even be a thing. That wouldn't even be a friggin' thing. It would just be awesomeness with no problems. Fuck you, minivan. Oh man, what a drive. Too bad the tractor place wasn't more local in town. You gotta practically leave town to go get friggin' shear pins. It's a little bit redonkulous if you ask me, but yeah, I probably could have went over to Crappy Tire and scooped them up, but they're different. Like the ones that are on my blower right now gotta look like a nut and bolt. Literally look like a nut and bolt. And the ones at Crappy Tire, it's like a nut with a hole, or a bolt, sorry, with a hole through it. and it comes with a cotter pin. So yeah, I think we're gonna go with the ones over at Arnstein's. Get the real deal. It'll be probably a lot better, and then we'll go from there. Can't remember how to get into Arnstein's, so this is going to be interesting. Last time I was here was 2 years ago, and I bought the carb kit for the Arians, and I think I frigged up that time too going there. I missed, and I had to go down a little bit and turn back. But it's fine. We still got like friggin' 50 minutes before the buzzer goes off at work, and I got to be at my desk. So we got plenty of time to like go and get shit did. Plenty of time, son. Plenty of time, son. Get the blower all fixed up, and then we'll hand bomb the end of the driveway probably, and try and do something with it and get rid of that hump. Mind you, that hump is pretty awesome because, holy, it just fires the arse end up in the air, and like you can really see shit. That used to be the old Stockfish Ford over there to the right. Now they relocated down at the end of Highway 11B. Weird location too. That's where the old Saturn dealership used to be. Okay, so where can I stove my car? Where is not employee parking? Oh shit, bud, I don't know. Looks like all friggin' not employee parking. So I'm just gonna loop her around here. Car has a turning radius of a beach ball, for freak's sakes. And I'll just stow over here for now. Can't even tell this is a parking spot. But we're good. So I'll be right back and go get some freaking shear pins. Oh, hey, talk about an obscene price. Like I shit you not. That cost me $9.52. And all I got were 3 little friggin' bolts with nuts on the end. Like, yeah, they're probably made out of copper or brass or something. They look like a brass, like a tarnished brass. I'll show you when I get to work. I just don't feel like taking the camera off the tripod right now and putting it back on. So, and I think I'm gonna take a run over to the Subways and scoop up a sandwich. It's been a while since I've had a Subways, so I probably could go for one. Probably could. So we'll just try and get out of here without getting into a collision. And look, there's our ramp right there back in the North Bay. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We're going back. So we got our shear pins. Not a problem. Like he told me, he's like, when you're installing them, it can be a pain in the ass. He goes, just line up the holes, fire the pin through, and then wiggle the auger back and forth if it gets jammed, and it'll gradually make its way through. And he goes, sometimes, he goes, just grab a pair of nut busters there, channel locks for all the people who like the proper name of tools. So just grab a pair of nut busters there and just use the handle and smack it a couple times on the head, and it will find its way in. And he goes, and just put the nut on the end. He goes, don't put it on too tight, and you're good to go. So that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that big times. Gonna get the blower working, and hopefully I don't break it right away, and then we'll blow the driveway, and blah blah blah, was a wing bang, and friggity doo. Yeah, all I can think of is it must have been that heavy ass snow that I friggin' tried to nail on Thursday, or was that Friday? I can't even remember what day it was that I tried to nail that snow and I broke my blower. Can't even remember. This is how dicked I am from this new schedule. I know today's Monday. So yeah, and it was footage taken while I was on the new schedule, but it was afterwards. Like I lost the footage, and it was kind of funny too because there was a part in it I remember is I'm trying to see if the auger is spinning when you press the lever, and I didn't have anybody, so I decided to grab a shovel, right? And I'm not paying attention to the direction of the chute either, so you can already probably guess where this is going. So I'm sitting there and I grab a shovel and I'm like looking at the friggin' auger. Like I'm pretty far away, and I'm using the shovel to depress the clutch to turn on the auger, and lo and behold, I got blasted in the face with a chute full of snow. Needless to say, last time I got whitewashed, I was about 4 years old, and my brother was a dick. So yeah, like my blower totally whitewashed me because I was being stupid. But that's when I discovered that I was getting no spinny from the fronty. Well, I was getting some spinny, but it was basically because the shaft was spinning with the guy on the inside. Yeah, I need to get over a lane. Are we clear? Yeah, we're clear. Fucking take her, bud. She's all you. Take her, bud. Some people always ask me, like, well, why do you always drive the exact same way to work? And it's pretty simple why I do it. It's because it's like, I get used to a pattern and I just roll with that pattern. It's probably a comfort thing, maybe. I wouldn't doubt it for a minute. So, I'll go get a sandwich, then I gotta go to work and cancel internet with them. Because, fuck, why bother? Why have two when you don't need it? When the one is like equivalent to two of the first ones. That's what I explained it to my buddy as. He's like, well, what do you think? Fiber op or cable? Which one's faster? I'm like, fiber op. You get a super fast upstream and a downstream. Like with cable, you can get a 100 megabit cable, but the upstream's only 10 megabits, which I guess is better than the two. But they cap you over at Cogeco. You got to pay an extra 30 bucks a month just to avoid the cap, and that's kind of ridiculous. The price I'm paying for the Bell is equivalent to the price you'd pay for the same thing with Cogeco without having the unlimited cap. You know, it's literally the price you would pay for just internet service with a 250 gig cap. And you're probably thinking, well, that's a lot of a cap. Keep in mind, I push 300 gigs a month to friggin' YouTube. Just saying. Anyway, I'm gonna get a sandwich. I'll be right back, and I hope to Christ that friggin' snowbank doesn't topple over and take out my car. Holy, talk about a busy as frig place. The local Subway is. I think I was in there for 20 minutes. I don't know if it's anything past 3:30. I have been. It's 3:35. Like right now, I'm normally leaving the house to go to work, but wow, it was busier than friggin' there. Another one of those kids. Well, it's after school, right? So after school, it's always friggin' busy in there. Everybody's coming to get sandwiches so they can quickly spoil their dinners at home, or that is their dinner at home, because their parents work night shifts and they're set to fend for themselves, so they run the $20 suppers. I left $20 on the stove for you. You can order a pizza. I'll be home by 9. You know, one of those operations. So right on, right on. Anyhoozle. Now I just got to go to work, put in 8 hours, and be done with it. Go home, and maybe tonight, depending on how I feel, I might go out there and fire up that kerosene heater and bang those fucking things into the blower now. Get her done. Even though it's easier to do it during the day because the lighting in the garage is pretty much garbage come winter time. I got to do like people said and go and look at buying a ballast that is meant for cold weather. And by a ballast, I mean 3. One for each one of the fixtures in the ceiling there, and then winter won't suck so hard. Winter won't suck so hard. It'll still suck, but just not so hard. It'd be nice to get an electrician out there to, you know, give her stink and take a couple of the vacant breakers in the house off the 120 amp panel and relocate 2 of them to the garage and give me a 240 volt hookup. Because man, there's some serious. My buddy's got a 240 volt electric heater in his garage, and my goodness, it's like he turns that thing on and you got about 5 minutes before you're sweating. Like, it really throws the heat out there. And a lot of the bigger heaters, like the bigger gas heaters for garages and stuff, they're not 110 volt, they're 240 volt. So that and all the good welders are also not 110. They're all 220, 240 volt. You know, I never heard of somebody with a 110 welder saying this is the best welder ever. There's nothing that can compare to it. It's always, I wish I had 240 volts so I could buy a friggin' Lincoln that actually, you know, can bead well and doesn't popcorn fart everywhere. And actually has the heat to pen, you know. That's the problem I have with my welder, is I just can't seem to get the heat to pen. So all I'm literally doing is just throwing a bunch of slag on top of the metal, and it's magically, deliciously making it possibly bonded. But not really. That made no sense in my head either, so don't feel bad. All I know is this Montreal smoked meat sandwich smells freaking delicious. I am gonna eat the living frig out of this, and I guess they laid off a bunch more people because it's a Monday and I'm able to park right here. Not only just park right here, people, but this is my official spot. This is where you'll always see my car all the time. And the way you can tell that is with that just that post sitting there that marks the drain. But anyway, people, this is what $9 looks like. A little baggie with 3 freaking bolts into her, 3 freaking nuts. Yep, that's what $9 looks like. Friggin' rights. So I think the price is cocked, but what do I know? Oh, well, I'm gonna need 2 for sure, because I think they both broke. Well, I gotta check it. I gotta inspect it and figure shit out. But get those repaired, and then I can blow the driveway again and make it look somewhat clean. I should scrape it too. What I need to do is get a dick over with a plow truck or a friggin' backhoe and just drop the front scoop and force it into the ground and just and then rip all the friggin' top layer of the snow off, because the driveway, like the rocks underneath, they're all frozen together. Right now it's just a nice slick rock pad. So if I could take all that snow off the top, it'd be sort of like having a cobblestone driveway, which would be kind of cool probably. Anyway, people, we got our friggin' shit. We got the pins, we got food, we got everything. Let's just go bang out this shift and head her home. So on that note, I'm going to shut her down here. I'm going to call her quits for now, and tonight we're going to do a shower head install, and depending on if we have lighting in the garage, maybe attack the snowblower. If not, then we'll bang out the snowblower tomorrow morning, and then freaking hit it, because I don't want to be up too late tonight. This staying up late and going to bed at like shitty hours and then getting up in the afternoon late. When I lose my job, I don't want to be doing that anymore. I want to try and get back into a proper sleeping schedule, be in bed by midnight and up by like 8, you know, 8 a.m. and then have a full day. Because I don't think my next job will be a 4 to midnight job. You know, they're not exactly really common out there. Well, they are pretty common, but I need to get myself into a sleeping pattern that I can easily transition into a working environment. Like if I get a job over at like anywhere, chances are if I stay in North Bay, it's going to be a part-time job, because it's hard as frig to find full-time jobs in North Bay because the city sucks. So worst case Ontario, I fix up the house, rent the piece of shit out, and then I move to somewhere else, get a job, and just let the house build me money while I'm living elsewhere, you know? Kind of like what Pug One did, you know, rent out his house and then move to Inwoods. I don't want to move to Inwoods, especially after last night's video. Oh, Josh, tell me you're not fucking plowing the cigarette butt lady, bud. Tell me you're not plowing her. Bud, like, come on. Do you really hate your cock that much that you're plowing the cigarette butt lady? Fuck's sakes. But anyway, people, on that note, I'm going to shut her down here and call her quits. So if you liked the video, click like. Big time thanks for watching. You know, if you guys didn't watch, I wouldn't make. Like, favorite, comment, share, all that nonsense. And until next time, people, keep on vlogging.